I've got two watches here in my hands, and one of them is playful, the other one I could call it almost technically perfect. They're the same watch, and this model is from Second Hour and it's called Fusion. Basically what Second Hour has done, they've fused together two different watches. The case and bracelet from the Saddleberg Mark II and the colours from the Playful Mandela. Now personally, having handled these watches for quite a few weeks now, what I see is a combination of classic lines and styling on that case and bracelet with a real modern touch on that dial layout. It's basically a good balance between the two worlds. And looking at their website, you can see there's 5 different dial variants. Now since Second Hour has sent me this white dial and petrol variant for assessment and review, I've been drawn to this white one. In fact, I've been wearing it everywhere, it's been comfortable. I've also damaged the watch. I've damaged this white watch in my day-to-day routine, and it's just a testament to how I've been wearing these. I've really put them through their paces, and when I say damage, I'll share more about it in the course of this review. Let's flip the camera and let's check out these brand new design Fusion watches from Second Hour. Now I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I've damaged this watch. It's my fault. I've been wearing it, I've been building a retaining wall, and I've had this watch doing everything from playing sports to taking photographs, desk diving, you name it. But I forgot to take this watch off when I was building a retaining wall, and I've actually done quite a bit of scrapes on the back of this clasp. Now there's a 1200 Vickers hardness coating on this watch. That should show you guys how hard I've been treating these. I haven't held back, I've just been using them as if I've not had a watch on. Honestly, all things considered, I think the watch has done well, because on the watch head itself and the rest of the bracelet, there's not a mark. So I've obviously scuffed it up somewhere, but when you're doing concreting and working with shovels and gravel, it's probably my oversight. Nonetheless, Second Hour has sponsored this video, so I will of course leave all the appropriate links in the description section. So if any of these watches are of interest to you, by all means, feel free to check them out. And diving straight into the specifications of this watch, I measure a case diameter of 40mm and a case height of 10.4. The lug to lug is 46.7 with a lug width of 20. Now that crown is a 6.4mm signed screw down crown. The watches offer 100 meters of water resistance, and the total weight on the supplied bracelet sized to my 18cm wrist, I measure exactly 145 grams. Now the reason I've been wearing this watch everywhere and haven't taken it off the wrist at all, because it's been so comfortable. On the wrist, the comfort of these watches have been absolutely superb. That footprint at 40mm, alongside that case height of 10.4, has been a real nice sweet spot, and even that bracelet with its on-the-fly toolless adjustable clasp, the watch has been a real easy wear. Now looking closer at that bracelet, it's a 7-link bracelet with a slight taper from 20 to 18mm. It has quick release spring bars, screw pins, and a proper toolless on-the-fly adjustable clasp. Everything from the fit and finish and comfort of this watch, I really can't complain. Now if I turn the watch over, you'll notice there's a solid case back, and you can see the artwork of 2 circles intermingling with each other, or fusing for a better word, obviously reflecting the name Fusion. So I think that's quite thoughtful and tastefully done. And hiding behind that case back is the Japanese Miyoda 9015, a proper high beat date automatic, and this particular watch is regulated to plus and minus 5 seconds per day. Now looking at the crystal on these watches, they offer a flat sapphire crystal with 6 layers of anti-reflective coating on the underside. And even though I've got the extreme colorways from a white to a very dark sunburst petrol version, I've had no complaints with washout, and the crystal has been doing an excellent job. Now if I turn the lights down, the watches offer Swiss Superluminova BGW9, and for a sports watch, I think the application of BGW9 on these is not only the right choice, but in the real world and in the hand, it's doing a fantastic job. Lastly, the price on these watches come in at 850 Australian dollars, that's around 550 USD. And looking at this watch's finishing, the attention to detail, the finesse, and the overall wearing experience, personally I think that price is more than justified. And for anyone watching this video, if you've got a Second Hour watch from their previous models, the price to quality ratio is right up there. Now moving on to the gripes and room for improvement of these watches, this is the area where I find it difficult in reviewing watches like this, because on a technical standpoint, this model seems to have solved all the problems we associate with wristwatches. In other words, the size and the thickness, which is close to the sweet spot of many wrist sizes, there's a big tick there. The refined finishing, again, another tick. The legibility and readability of these dials, a big tick, especially this white one. And the comfort on that bracelet with the on-the-fly adjustable clasp, again, another tick. So if I have to be critical with these watches, potential legibility issues with different dial variants. So the white one to me has been perfect. I've not wanted to take this watch off the wrist, but this petrol version, I can see that personally I wouldn't enjoy it as much as the white one because I'm a stickler for technical watches, and for me the white one is bang on perfect. It's the definition of an easy watch to read in any lighting scenario. I think this is really well done. Whereas the petrol variant, albeit a very fun and vibrant colour, I suspect would not have the same amount of clarity in the time reading experience as the white one. One watch is designed for pure technical brilliance, the other one's for fun. It still has a lot of technical brilliance, but there's always going to be a trade-off when you get different colour variants. More leaning towards second hour signature colours and their design language. And speaking about design language, what I do like about this particular brand is over the years they've developed their own unique personal style and taste, a DNA for a better word, that is unique to this brand. It's a design language, a colour palette, and in doing so they seem to have developed also a strong loyal following of enthusiasts. And for me, standing on the outside looking in, I do see the value for money and quality to price ratio being on a very high level, whilst at the same time the design signature seems to be uniquely theirs. So I hope you enjoyed my take on these brand new Fusion watches on second hour. There's not really much wrong with them. I haven't been able to fault them, apart from that clasp which I actually inadvertently scuffed up myself. And in that, it's probably a good testament to show that there's not a mark on the bracelet or case. I have been using this white watch absolutely everywhere. So as a sports watch and a very intricately designed one, thin, capable, refined, and relatively affordable for us enthusiasts, I think second hour has done well. So hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think of these particular watches. Continue to enjoy this hobby and continue to do your research and homework before spending any money on watches. That way you minimize all sorts of regrets and buyer's remorse. So be well, be safe, and we'll see you in the next one.